You seen?
It's been too long.
Been a while. I don't know, the last time I talked to you, it's been a while. When was it?
Man, was it, I don't think it was signing day, did it? Maybe during the season? Jeez. Well, I guess first question, the obvious question, just your stacked running back ring, you got to feel great about what you put together there. And you get you guys to stick around. Miyan Williams, I think fans maybe were concerned. You might transfer. You got TreVeyon coming back. You got to expect huge things out of him. You got Evan Pryor. You got Goodwin coming in. Just what are your thoughts on this excellent running back ring you put together?
Yeah, it's a good group. I love being around them. They're good dudes. They're good guys. They're fun to be around. It's fun to come to work with them every day. You know, you don't have to worry about a bunch of foolishness going on. And guys take care of the business, and they all can play, obviously. So we've got to find a way to get them all touches and all on the field. As far as people worried about mine, I had a handle on that the entire time. And mine, I have a close relationship, as I do with his mother. So that was fun.
And Evan Pryor, what do you expect out of him? I know it's tough when you got two backs ahead of you, and you guys are going to be throwing the ball, obviously, but he looked really good in the spring. Just what are your thoughts on him?
He had a really good spring and developed the way we wanted him to. You know, he needed to gain some weight. That was a priority to him and to us. And so we did that. He bought in, had full, complete buy-in to what we were trying to get done. He had a really good spring and good spring of development. It's finally starting to show some things that we thought he could do for our offense, and so really excited about where he's headed. He had, like I said, he had a good spring, so excited where he goes, the next step into the summer months.
And TreVeyon had one of the best seasons in history by a freshman back here, which is saying a lot. How much can he improve? What do you expect out of him?
Well, just to continue to learn our offense and to entrench him more and more as far as his football IQ into our offense. You know, I challenged him about some pass protection stuff, which I think he did in the spring. You know, he's getting stronger. I think that he was worn down by the end of the year. You got to remember, he was a kid, much like Evan, who did not play his senior years in high school. So they went from junior year and skipped the year and got into the fall. And I think by the end of the season, Trey was worn out. And so I know he's gotten stronger with Coach Mick and that program. And he's becoming more of a leader, which I asked him to do and will continue to ask him to do. And accountability's never been an issue. It never will be. So yeah, I think that he had a good spring as far as his pass protection things. He's starting to learn the offense and become more comfortable and more entrenched in what we're doing. So it's good.
Just one more for me. TreVeyon told us when we had just talking in the spring, he's able to take care of his mother now through NIL. There's all this talk out there about how bad NIL is. But then you've got cool stories like TreVeyon able to take care of his mother. What's your thoughts on that? It's such a cool story.
Oh, well, first of all, she's awesome. What she has done, and there's other people involved, you know, his grandmother and who I'm close to, and some of his coaches at his high school. But what Lakeisha's done with her three sons, you know, he's got his brother Virginia, and he's got the younger brother Keyshawn. What she's done with those boys is amazing. And the respect that they have for her is really a sight to see. And so I can definitely see how we want to take care of her. At the same time, she's a mom that wants what's best for her kids. She demands a lot. She expects a lot. And those things are thus far have done those things.
It's hard to talk about overlook, but when you look at TreVeyon and all the talk about Jackson Smith and Jigba and C.J. Stroud, it feels like nobody's talking about the running back room here. Do you guys like that? That was what I was going to ask.
We're good. We don't need to listen. With all due respect, they don't need to talk about us. The less, the better. And listen, that's for the fans to do and to talk about, and it gives them something to chew on, if you will. But our job is just to go play ball. Go take care of your business off the field, academically, socially, all those things, then just go play ball. Just continue to to improve on your skill set, be the best player you can be for our football team. And then people will talk about you when need be. You'll be spoken about. Until then, put your head down and go to work. Because here's what I'm gonna say about people talking about you. They can flip on you just as quickly, right? We've all been there too. So don't worry about what people are saying, good or bad. Appreciate what people do and say, and keep it moving.
You have any status update on Marcus Crowley?
Yeah, so we're still working through that, and I know Coach Day will make some announcements when need be, and but you know he did. He had another serious injury, and so we're just praying for him that he can continue to improve and kind of see where it goes. That's the best I can really tell you that construction about that.
People coming back door on guys now and stuff, and you've worked hard to get them here, to develop them, etc. But they're coming back door, and I don't know where your own profession. I'm talking about the coach profession. Where do people have to sort of assess what's going on now, and for one term, do the right thing? But do you see that happening? I mean,
it's shady. It is. There's some backdoor stuff that I know firsthand is going on. You wish that we weren't in that space, but we are. And I'm not going to be one of those guys that does that. But you know who you're dealing with, and it's just like anything else. You got to work around the parameters that are there. And you can say whether it's right or wrong or just or unjust. It is what it is, and so you got to work around it. And until somehow there can be some guardrails put in place. Here's how we're gonna function in this space. And I don't have a concrete answer for it because I don't know how to go about it. I know I'm not going back door anybody. That's not how we do our business. But again, it goes back to relationships. It goes back to the belief system and development of young men and players. And really, at the end of the day, that's what you're going to have to hold your head on, in my opinion.
You talked about having a little, being run down towards the end of last year, being tired, just a lot coming together.
Talking about me?
No. Is there, I know you said you don't worry about everybody else, but is there a chip on your shoulder for how things kind of went down the stretch last season with these guys?
What do you mean?
Just kind of how they did wear down. Are they ready to get back out there?
Yeah, I think so. I think, but we go back. Our room was really young. Yet Evan Pryor and Trey Henderson, the true freshmen, had Miyan Williams, who again had the COVID year, but by all intent and purpose, he didn't play a lot of football either. So you had a lot of young players, and so to say that I was disappointed in how the season went, I wasn't disappointed. I was disappointed that we didn't win the whole damn thing. But to be disappointed to say I'm disappointed how my guys played, I'm not disappointed. Do we need to get better? We sure do, absolutely. But to paint it as disappointment, no, that's a stretch. Do we need to get better? Sure. Do I think that another year in the program, another year of development with Coach Mick and his staff, all of those things combined, another year of just playing football and learning the offense and in the daily grind of college football at our level, through 365 days a year, it's not new to them anymore. So they're going to naturally mature and get better as time goes, or we've missed, right? And so I'm pleased with where we're going right now. We still have a lot of improvement to go. We're not anywhere we need to be, but I'm pleased with the trajectory and that we're headed, and I'm pleased with the attitude of our players that they're fully invested in buying into what we're doing. So if that answers the question.
Miyan seems like one of those guys where if it looks like it's going to be a 3-yard run, it's a 5-yard run. If it's a 5-yard run, it just seems like he's so tough to tackle.
Well, you got to get his big behind on the ground. I mean, the guy's only 3 feet tall, so you don't have a lot of surface area to hit, right? No, in all sincerity, Miyan's a really, really good player. The way he gets his yards are different than the way that Evan or even Trey are going to get their yards. But they have enough speed to get around you. Miyan's got to kind of run through you. But he's hard to get on the ground. And I think when you watch in the setting, running backs in a setting where they're not tackling, when it's tag off and those things, if you were come watch a practice and it's like, well, the guy tagged him off. Well, yeah, but you still got to get him on the ground. And he's got to just make sure that he's running vertically and not. He can't go side to side. He's got to go downhill at people. And when he gets a chance to get his pads going downhill, he's got to do that.
We saw that in the spring game. You guys were thudding up. It was like, it's easy for them to stop Miyan Williams. Once you had to go live, it wasn't that easy to stop Miyan.
It's not so easy to get him on the ground.
Right.
And he's going to bounce off you and drag you. But he does have enough lateral quickness to make some moves as well, so I don't want to take that away from him. But we have three really good players, really dynamic players in their own right, that are all different. That can all pose different problems for defenses, that can all present different skill sets for our offense.
Have you ever had that in a running back room before? 3 different guys with that skill set sort of.
You know, I think everybody has their own different things that they do, but the vast, broad scope, probably not.
Makes it fun, huh? You can,
It does.
I'll dial this guy, I'll dial that guy.
Yeah, because they all can do some different things. They all can do a lot of the same things really well, but then they all bring something a little different to the table as well. So it does make it a good situation.
But what sets it apart though is they're all special. I mean,
And
they
they're
all
all
seem
right.
to have not just different, but they.
All special skill sets in their own right.
Yeah.
I agree.
How do you play that? As y'all sitting, y'all were just shooting the bull when you're around during the off season stuff. Are you continually throwing
Is
ideas?
it over a
up
cigar and bourbon?
Yeah. Are you continually throwing ideas up on the board in the?
No, we're going to run our
Bourbon,
offense. Yeah, we're going to run our offense, and within the confines of our offense, some guys are better suited for this, other guys are better suited for that. So this spring we haven't discussed how exactly how we're going to disperse everything, but we are going to run what we run.
Yeah.
So all of you have got to be adept at this because this is what we're doing. Now, if all of a sudden say, hey, we want to go do this, maybe we want to get the ball on the perimeter more. Okay, maybe that's more. Hey, that's more advantageous for Evan Pryor maybe than running, tight zone. Not that Evan can't run tight zone.
I was gonna say you don't want it to be predictable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not that Miyan can't run around on the perimeter, but who's more adept at it?
I'm not trying to get you to pat yourself on the back, but TreVeyon Henderson seems to be this special talent, overall back. But yet you were beating the drum for Miyan Williams, and he's turned out to be what you thought he was going to be. Evan Pryor opted to come, even though TreVeyon's come. You know what I mean? Do you feel like I don't know? Is it hard to put that kind of room together where, number one, you're counting on the guys a lot of people maybe during the recruiting thing were saying wasn't as special as this guy. You understand what I'm asking you, Tommy? I mean,
If you're asking me to pat myself on the back, no.
No.
I'm not going to do that.
But you know what I'm saying.
First of all,
I think Miyan in Rose Bowl gave y'all something you really needed at exactly the right time.
Absolutely, yeah. And everyone's got opinions, right? About who you should take, how you should do this. I get it.
Yeah.
But everyone doesn't study it like we study it either. So we're going to do what we feel is necessary to do with our football program, our offense with Coach Day. I'm going to do what I feel is necessary to do in my own room, and regardless of what everyone else is saying, right? And everyone's opinions. As far as putting the room together, those guys are really close, and they're freakishly close knit group of guys. When they leave this building, they're always together, and they do stuff together all the time. And I think it's just a testament to the selflessness that they all have, the understanding that they need one another, and they champion each other's efforts. When you watch another guy score a touchdown, who's generally the first ones to go congratulate him? It's the other two guys. And so I just think because it's a mature group, and I think we've for the most part we've been able to cultivate that type of culture in our room dating back. I don't know if I've ever had a room this close, but we've always had guys that kind of champion each other's efforts. They help one another out. When Trey and Evan came in together, they were roommates. And they were roommates until they got all their NIL deals and we started kind of doing their own thing. But so those guys are real close. And when they first got here, they leaned on Miyan a lot because he is the only guy. Well, him and Mash were the guys that were here, and prior to them. So, I like to think we built a good room. I think we built a strong room. I know it doesn't get talked about as much as one gentleman mentioned. We don't get talked about a lot, and that's fine. We don't need to be. We know what we have and what we're doing. Whether people talk about it or not. But I think we've developed a really good room, and in my personal opinion, I'm biased. I'm going to throw that out there now. I think that from top to bottom, our room is as strong as anybody's in the country.
You played at Colorado State, jumping to another, but you just named NIL and stuff. Can you see how much that would have helped even if you got a pizza deal, when you were in college or
with Blackjack Pizza in Fort Collins, I did have a pizza deal.
Yeah.
I hated a bunch.
Exactly.
There's nothing in Laramie. That's just stop.
Yeah, exactly. Except it's downhill to Fort Collins, right?
Exactly.
But can you see where this is? I mean, coming from a player standpoint, and a lot of people say it's a Wild Wild West right now, and it looks like it is.
It is.
But yet, it was a long time coming, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah, something. I'm
From
all
a
for.
justifiable standpoint?
Yeah, I'm all for players making money off their name image. Like I'm all in. I'm all in. I think the hard part right now is in the recruitment of the inducements, if you will.
Yeah.
Where you look at guys like TreVeyon Henderson. I'll use him for an example, and the benefits of the NIL, which have been chronicled, but those were earned. He got that after he came here, and he earned those opportunities. And so when you're doing it that way, then I'm all in. But again, now you're going down a rabbit hole that
Yeah.
I don't have all the facts and all the different scenarios and all the different solutions. So I really can't speak too much about it, other than I think it's great that the kids are able to go out and get monetary rewards for their work, and where it's going to go from here, I don't know.
yeah.
But in the interim, I still think at the end of the day, you got to get developed. Take all the recruitment and all the money. At some point in time, you got to put your hand in the ground and you got to go defeat the guy against you.